If you're seeking to publish your book traditionally, then you're going to need a book proposal. And in this video, I'll tell you exactly what to include in yours. A book proposal is kind of like a matching dollhouse. Picture your manuscript as the real house and your book proposal as the miniature version of it. Like a matching dollhouse, a book proposal is necessary when a writer seeks traditional publication. It's not necessary for self-publishing. Even so, the occasional self-published writer still may want to create a book proposal in order to understand and plan for their book in an extensive way. I drafted a book proposal for my last book, and I self-published it, in fact. For the purpose of this video, let's assume our writer, Casey, is seeking traditional publication for her book about Christ-like leadership in public education. She knows she needs a book proposal in order to go that route. Should Casey write her book proposal before she writes the full manuscript or after? Well, it depends. If she hired me as her book coach on our next coaching call, I would tell Casey that a book proposal comes first when the writer has already shown proficiency. This may have occurred in a couple of ways. Number one, the book proposal will come first when the book is nonfiction and the writer is a celebrity. In this case, the literary agent and publisher will probably accept the book proposal without a completed manuscript. In the event that the celebrity does not have strong writing skills, they may hire a ghostwriter, or the publisher may assign a ghostwriter to the project. A ghostwriter is someone who writes a manuscript on someone else's behalf. Some ghostwriters receive credit and their name on the cover of the book in a smaller font underneath the celebrity's name. Others may be thanked in the acknowledgments section, foregoing a byline. Second, the book proposal will come first when the book is nonfiction and the writer is a proven writer with a proven audience. There is a big difference between long-form content and short-form content. Sometimes new writers think that because they have regularly written blog posts of about 1,500 words, or magazine articles with 2,500 words, that they would easily be able to write a book, which is 50,000 words. But publishers know that that's not always the case. So if a writer has shown proficiency because they already have written other published books, then they can submit a book proposal first. The agent and the publisher both believe that the writer will be able to deliver the manuscript on time. If that writer also has a proven audience, meaning that they have a social media following or email list of people who are accustomed to buying something from them, then they can also submit the book proposal first. A proven audience of buyers will not be difficult to move toward purchasing again, namely a new book. In both cases, one of the reasons that publishers like the opportunity to receive a book proposal before the manuscript is written is because they like having some input as far as the content goes. Remember, they're motivated by their own best interests as well as the best interests of the author. If you're watching this video, my guess is that you don't fit into the two previous categories, or you would have already moved forward. Therefore, you will likely need to write your book proposal after you finish your manuscript. In the case of both of my traditionally published books, I wrote the book proposal after I had finished the manuscript. Let's quickly make the decision that this is what you will do too. No need to spend precious time in deliberation. Just like my dollhouse analogy, you'll pattern the miniature after the original. And this will serve you well, no matter your path to publication. Here are the components of a book proposal and why each component is necessary. Number one, a cover page. Like a cover page for any document, this will have your basic information for your project and you. The basic information includes your title, your subtitle, your name, your physical address, your email address, and your phone number. Your header and footer will begin on the next page. Number two, you'll have an overview section. This section provides everything a publisher needs to know if they only had time to glance at one page. In the overview section, you'll include basic information about your book beyond the title and subtitle, like the manuscript status and the genre. including the number of chapters, the word count, and other features such as illustrations or photographs. Also, this is where you'll include content summaries, a one-sentence summary, a paragraph summary, and a half-page summary. Number 3, you'll have your target market section. In the target market section, you'll include a simple description of the audience for your book, as well as their characteristics. An important part of this section is your audience's motivations. Why would they even be looking for a book like this in the first place? Then you will explain their affinity groups, the places that they're gathering, either online or in person. And the last item in this section is the reader takeaway. It's the result, what your reader will know or be able to do after they turn that final page. You may experience some feelings of frustration as you complete this section because you think you can't be sure about these kind of details. But this is not an absolute science. There are no right or wrong answers. It's okay. Just make your best guess. Number 4, the table of contents section. The chapters of the book, with their titles if you have them, should be listed here, including any parts or sections. Number 5, the chapter summaries section. This is where a book proposal's beastly reputation comes from. It's challenging to write a summary for every single chapter in your book. These summaries should be less than 150 words and should adequately describe the progression of the book and what differentiates each chapter from the next. If you have 20 chapters in your book, you'll need to write 20 150-word chapter summaries. That would be about 3,000 words. However, these 3,000 words will require tremendous focus so you don't sound repetitive or boring. The literary agent or publisher that reads your chapter summary section should feel like they've just read the entire book in 2.5 times playback speed. Number 6, the author section. All of us are familiar with creating a social media profile. The author section of your book proposal is the closest thing to your profile. It also includes your resume and should list some achievements and experience, as well as basic information and a professional photograph. Beyond your applicable career and education details, add hyperlinks to speech samples or upcoming events, books, articles, blogs, or podcast episodes. These can come from your own creative offerings or in places where you have been featured as a guest. Number 7, the platform and promotion section. You will list several potential promotion ideas that you have in the marketing plan area. Now, this is not just about the creative marketing ideas that you can imagine. It's about those you're willing to pursue. Then you'll include numbers for your own podcast downloads, email subscribers, and followers of your various social media accounts. Finally, list some people who might agree to endorse your book, and be sure to add their audience description and size beside their name. If you don't have a big audience, it helps to know someone who does. Number 8, the comparable works section. Do some research to find 5 books that are similar to yours and feature them here. You will present front cover images of the books as well as basic information about those books. But most importantly, you'll write 150-word discussions on what makes your book different and the same from each one of these comparable works. I've seen some writers become discouraged when they get to this point in their book proposal. They think it means that their book won't have a chance if there are already 5 books that are similar. This is not what the comparable work section proves. In fact, it's quite the opposite. When there are comparable works that are selling well, it's proof of concept. It means that there's a proven market for that topic and your book will likely sell well too. On the other hand, if you weren't able to find a single book on the market that is anything like yours, that may or may not be a good thing. It might mean that your topic is not even saleable, and a literary agent or publisher just won't be interested. Number 9, the writing sample section. The final section of a book proposal will contain 3 completely finished chapters from your manuscript. They don't have to be consecutive chapters. It doesn't matter if they come from the beginning, middle, or end of the book. However, it really is a good idea to include chapter 1. You'll need to prove that you can capture attention with your book proposal the same way that you capture it in the book itself with the very first chapter. Whew, it's quite a task to write a book proposal. And after you're finished, you'll know your book inside and out. If you feel exhausted just thinking about this part of the process, encourage your soul with Colossians 3:23 through 24, which reminds us, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. This book proposal is an act of worship that you're offering to the King. He sees your effort and He's honored. Please remember that agents and publishers read thousands of book proposals every year, so don't skimp on any details. A completed book proposal may be more than 60 pages, but it truly is the dollhouse version of your big manuscript. When industry professionals walk through your book proposal, they'll feel like they've just been inside the real thing. So do your best to make their visit delightful. If this video was helpful to you, please show some love and generosity and subscribe, like, comment, and share it with others. And if you're a new Christian author or desire to be, you will enjoy my step-by-step plan for writing, publishing, and marketing your amazing book. It's called Page 1 to Page Done.